Alright, let's cut to the chase. If you want to live stream your iOS device directly to YouTube, you will need a PC or a Mac. Think of it as a bridge between the two platforms. The good news is all of this is free to do with two programs, the first of which is an AirPlay receiver. On a Mac you can use QuickTime, on a PC you can use either Lonely Screen or the free portion of Powersoft's iPhone iPad recorder. And finally, for both PC and Mac you need Open Broadcaster software. It's open source, free, and in this tutorial I'm going to use the classic version of OBS. I will leave links in the description for all the programs mentioned. First, let's test that you can stream your iOS device to your computer. Make sure both your iOS device and computer are connected to the internet, and then load up either Lonely Screen or Powersoft. Then on your iOS device, swipe up from the bottom of the screen to get the control center. Tap on AirPlay mirroring and then you should see either Lonely Screen, Powersoft, or whatever you've renamed your program to be called. Tap on the words and that should automatically start streaming the iOS device to your computer. While there might be a tiny bit of lag, you shouldn't really notice it while playing games, and the iOS sounds are now tied to the computer, so it should all sync very nicely. Right, first job done, let's configure OBS. Load it up and then click on the settings at the top to bring up this window of options. You don't have to configure every single option, but here are the important points. In the encoding section, you may need to tinker with the max bitrate. This controls the quality of the stream. Obviously you want it as high as possible, but this all depends on your internet speed. I recommend starting out at 2500 to 3000 KB. You can test and change the numbers as you review your live streams. We'll come back to the broadcast settings later. As for video, ideally you want a resolution of 1920 by 1080, but if performance is poor you can put this down to 1280 by 720. For audio, if you have a fancy microphone setup, you can choose what you want, but we'll leave the defaults in for this tutorial. The last important setting is found in the advanced options, and this is Keyframe Interval. Set this as 4, as this is what OBS recommends when you go to the broadcast settings if you haven't already done so. These basic settings should get you up and running with streaming your iOS device and a webcam from your computer, so let's set that up next. Just before you set up your streaming screens, make sure the AirPlay receiver window is as big as possible but with no black spaces. This will help frame the window later on. Now, OBS works by streaming different sources that you set up and place on the stream canvas. Here's how to set it up. First, make sure you have a scene. You can treat this as your template or canvas and call it whatever you want. Simply right click in the scene box at the bottom and then add or rename a scene. Now let's add a source by right clicking in the source box at the bottom and choosing add and then clicking on window capture. This is going to be our iOS screen, so call it something appropriate and then this window should appear. As I have only Lonely Screen as the active window on my computer, this is my only option in the drop down. I don't need to make any changes either, so click OK to accept. Next up is your webcam if your computer has one. Right click in the scene box again to add, and this time you want to select video capture device. With any luck, OBS should automatically detect any default webcams, so you should be able to simply click OK. So that's a lot of boring stuff out of the way. Now for something a little more exciting. Click the preview stream button at the bottom and this should display the two sources as if you were doing a live stream. Now obviously things need to be shifted about here, so click on the edit scene button and that should place red boxes around your scenes. This will allow you to resize and reposition them on the screen to get exactly the look you want. If you need to put one scene on top of another, you can right click on it, choose order and then send it forwards or backwards. There's a lot more you can do with this if you want to get creative, and I'll show you an example towards the end of the tutorial, but for now, this is the basic iOS stream with a webcam. Now it's time to set it up for YouTube. To live stream to YouTube you will need some information from your account, so go to the desktop version of your YouTube account and click on the live stream option. Scroll down to the bottom of this page and you will see encoder setup. In this section there will be stream name and key. You need to reveal this code and copy it. However, and this is important, make sure you don't reveal this code to anyone, as this will give them direct access to live stream on your YouTube account. Make sure you keep it a secret. Back on OBS, go to settings and take a look at the broadcast settings. Make sure the mode is set to live stream and then choose YouTube/YouTube Gaming as your streaming service. And finally, in the playpath stream key box, paste in the code you just copied from YouTube. And now we can start live streaming. On the OBS main screen, click on the Start Streaming button and that will start your YouTube stream automatically. There will be a delay of around 5 to 10 seconds, but with any luck, if you go to your YouTube live stream page, you will see the exact setup as seen on your OBS program broadcasting live to the world. Unfortunately, trying to live stream while also trying to record my computer screen proved too taxing, so I had to record my screen with the camera and the quality doesn't look that great. But I can assure you that the live feed is much better, and you should start to see live viewers and chat messages flooding in, although I've quickly realised it's almost impossible to live stream and read comments at the same time. Now, this tutorial really is the bare bones of how to get live streaming working, and there are loads more things you can do. For example, this is when I did a live stream of Clash Royale using overlays to create an awesome setup. So if you want to go beyond the basics and construct something like this, let me know in the comments below and I may do an advanced course on live streaming with iOS devices. I really do hope this helps you live stream your iOS devices. If it does, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, and if you want more content just like this, then you should live click that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, enjoy the rest of your tech day. Bye for now.